Hello, Original Soul. Welcome in to this reading that I thought we'd do around mother energy since Mother's Day is coming up. So we'll see, what comes out of this reading. This could be about your own mother, could be about Mother Earth, mothering energy. So we'll see what the cards indicate today. I hope you're doing well. Let's jump into it, shall we? All right. All right, we get a couple shuffles here. A card out to get overall theme related to this mother energy. There it is. All right. Ooh, Seven of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Seven of Swords can be about manipulation. It can be about deceit, lying, stealing. It could also be about strategy. All right, so let's get a couple more cards with this here. Not totally what I was expecting here around this. So, all right, let's see here. All right, two wanted to flip out. Got Knight of Wands and the Emperor. Let me get a look at these. So with Knight of Wands and the Emperor, that's a lot of really fire energy. Both of these are fire signs. So Aries energy could be prominent either for you or if this was for another person. But there seems to be some combative energy going on for sure with this manipulation. And maybe there's been some fiery action or aggressiveness. You can see how the Knight is charging forward with that wand ablaze. And then the Emperor also, is sitting there holding his ground, keeping boundaries. All right, let's add some more to it here. Okay, let's see. We might have to clarify some of these a little bit. Yeah, so currently where you're sitting, there might be some sort of new opportunity, new path forward. But possibly something standing in your way, whether that is a masculine energy, some sort of boss energy, could even be a father energy, or your own stubbornness, aggressiveness. All right, let's see here. Let's get another one with this Ace of Pentacles, because that seems really positive. Yeah, with the Hierophant, some sort of commitment. This could even be an opportunity that you have to teach something, share some sort of information. You can see that the Hierophant is in front of a chalkboard. There's some students in this card. So there could be some sort of wisdom or knowledge that you are bringing forth, that you're sharing. Again, there could be, excuse me, an opportunity to speak or present. All right, let's get some here in the future position, and then we'll add a little bit more to it. All right, so Two of Swords, some sort of decision that you need to make. You're going to need to use your intuition. There's a lot of crows flying around the figure in this card. So that to me can be sometimes some ancestor energy, but a lot of times birds can also represent that chatter, that noise. Sort of those thoughts kind of flying into your head, whether those are voices from other people or your own, that make it difficult to make different decisions. This does feel like something where there's a lot of emotions involved. You can see the water crashing in. Maybe you think a lot sort of when it gets darker outside or at night. Yeah, this decision is definitely weighing on you got her head in her hands. You can see these cups have spilled into this water. But there's 2 cups perfectly preserved in that tree. So this could be a decision that, right, you know that you need to make, but there's some sort of sadness that could be involved in it. That's come up a couple times too. You know, let's say you're moving or you're taking on a new job. You know, maybe you're even leaving a relationship that isn't working for you anymore. And these are all things that you know are for your best good, your highest good. You know, maybe you're taking, again, this new opportunity, and that involves quite a bit of change or strategy. You know, so that can bring on some sadness. You're afraid to maybe hurt other people. Or again, this situation, you know, potentially has you a little bit upset, potentially has you focusing on these 3 spilled cups instead of the 2 cups that are left, the 2 cups that are meant for you. So getting with this manipulation energy up here at the top, right? I'd mentioned maybe someone was standing in your way. Maybe you do find out, right, that someone was sort of blocking some sort of opportunity, or there was some sort of information that someone else had that they were keeping away from you or keeping somewhat hidden, somewhat secretive. Hierophant does represent religion. So kind of think of sometimes how the church has, you know, the secrets, or there's, you know, different texts or relics or different things like that that not everybody maybe in the world gets to know about. There's only a few people that have those sort of secrets. There's a lot of strong male energy with the major arcana that have come out so far. All right, so a lot of male-dominated energy so far in the reading. At the bottom of this deck, we also have the Devil and the Hermit. A lot of major arcana have been coming out recently in the cards, so this could definitely be a work situation, or just a situation where something has had control over you. Maybe you have a controlling spouse, a controlling boss, or even a controlling parent. Maybe you have a controlling mom, and your parent or this mothering energy, you know, is trying to do things that they think are for your best good. But that might end up, when you find out about some of these things, maybe that have happened behind the scenes, that you possibly weren't even aware of, right? That can be really upsetting. That can have you feeling angry, having you maybe want to make a different choice, right? Even cut something or someone, maybe not totally out of your life, but, you know, taking a break for a while, so you can get in touch with your own feelings and really figure out your path forward. You're willing to and ready to notice what that is. In the card, you know, the Devil does have his hand raised up. That always reminds me of admitting something with the Hermit under there. That's about understanding wisdom and lessons from, right, some of the shit that you've had to go through, basically. A lot of fighting, stagnancy. Maybe you've been working really hard at something or putting in a lot of effort. And again, something was either taken away from you, not necessarily stolen, but, you know, in a work situation, maybe your boss took credit for something that you did, right? And you're not really sure what to do about that. Or again, this could be a friend or that mother energy. All right, super interesting reading so far. Let's add some clarification to these and see if we can get a little bit more information. Definitely bring in some self-care for yourself. Again, there's a lot of really strong energy here. Some of what, right, we might call negative energy, or just challenging situations or people that you've been dealing with. So definitely bring in some self-care for yourself. Take some time for yourself. All right, let's see what we get here Let's add to this Seven of Swords. See what we get for clarification. Another seven, Seven of Cups. All right, so sevens are about choices. Again, with the moon right now at the bottom of the deck, and the Two of Swords that was out here where I talked about needing to use your intuition, tune out the external noise, really listen to your own voice, let your own desires come up. This, again, could be secrets coming up to the surface, and I know I mentioned that with the Hierophant card too. All right, so Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, 7, 7. Right, sevens are, cannot pick up this card, a spiritual number. All right, so if this is you that's had to be a little bit deceitful, or if you know you've been maybe lying or doing any sort of manipulation, maybe you're the one that's been more aggressive and been blocking some people, or sort of been a little cutthroat maybe, and just doing whatever you need to do to get ahead, or just doing, right, whatever kind of feeds your ego or feeds, right, your devil aspect. So this is about choice. I'm really picking up on the Mask, but take a look at that card. Which image or images are you drawn to the most? Maybe you even kind of Google or look up online what that might be. All right, but some sort of transformation. And then again with this Mask and with the Seven of Swords, that really just does feel a little bit like deceit, or there's been some pretending, right? Whether you've been wearing a mask or someone else. It does seem like through this, potentially you're getting a little bit of clarity on that, or maybe you're starting to see this side of somebody. Again, whether this is the own side of yourself that maybe is a little bit of the sabotage energy, and taking that mask off, making different choices. Or again, this is you getting clarity and a little bit of insight, and you're starting to notice someone else's mask. All right, let's get a little bit more here. Yeah, with the Emperor and Knight of Wands, out came the Queen of Pentacles. I was talking about self-care and nurturing. Queen of Pentacles is all about grounding yourself. Queen of Pentacles is also someone who takes care of other people and not only herself. So notice, where you fall on that spectrum. If you tend to nurture everyone but yourself, again, like I was talking about, getting more into that self-care. Honestly, the Queen of Pentacles in this deck, she does look a little bit cold. Usually that's more of a swords energy sort of thing, but just, she's with sort of these fall, autumn leaves. She is concerned more about other people. The fact that this came out with this Emperor and Knight of Wands, we are doing this around mother energy. So again, I don't know if you do maybe have sort of a mother energy. It could be a friend, your own mom, who is more of an emperor, who does take more charge, who wears the pants in the family, one of those old stupid sayings, right? But something like that, where it does seem like this Queen of Pentacles energy, right, is sort of doing things, making choices for what she thinks is best for everyone else. Maybe even what's best for herself, what she thinks is safe for everyone else. And that's where some of this maybe hard-headedness, stubbornness, this blocking energy has been coming in. So really strong, right, determined mother energy in this scenario. Unfortunately, though, there does seem to be a little bit of either manipulation or someone who's trying to give a strong direction. Maybe someone who likes to kind of control everything with the Emperor out here, have everything go their way. When things don't go their way, are they charging forward, getting really angry? Maybe they even start withholding opportunities or even love. Okay. With the Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune came out. So the Wheel of Fortune is about the hand of destiny. You can see that hand sort of turning the wheel. All right, so who's turning your wheel of destiny? Is it this more aggressive, assertive, potentially undermining energy? I don't always want to say everyone is doing things like that on purpose, although, you know, you never know. But sometimes people do really think they're doing things for someone's best good. I don't know, I just started getting a lot of like soap opera feel in my head all of a sudden. I used to watch Days of Our Lives all the time. Way back when. It's been a while. I could probably just pick back right up with whatever the storyline was the last time I left off. All right, let's see here. But who is turning that wheel for you, right? Is it your own hand? Are you letting everything happen to you? Do you sort of, you know, take actions in a way that makes someone else happier, whether that's your mother, again, your boss, whatever the situation might be. But destiny is also at play with this Ace of Pentacles. This card is standing out to me a lot in the reading. It is at the center, at the heart of the reading. And it does feel really positive and light compared to everything else going on. So there's some sort of opportunity that I feel like is meant for you to commit to, that you're meant to take, go down, know about. And you know, so far with the Two of Swords, Five of Cups energy, that choice that you need to make about this path, maybe this is upsetting whoever this person is. Maybe that's what you're afraid of. Maybe you're afraid that they're not going to treat you the same anymore. Maybe you're afraid they're not going to speak to you anymore. Maybe you're afraid they won't love you anymore. Maybe you're afraid you're going to lose your job. You know, let's say if you apply for a new opportunity at the same company, or, you know, just something like that. So again, what does have this control? Is it fear? Is it another person? Yeah, King of Swords. I like to see the King of Swords right here with the Two of Swords and Five of Cups. So this is about being more decisive. This is taking in all this information, really taking a more observer look at what's been going on. Again, especially if you're starting to notice maybe this mask someone else has been wearing, or you see someone's true colors, that sort of thing. So you're definitely getting more clarity, and you're ready to decide. Maybe you have decided. Maybe you already know, and you're just sort of living in that scared, a little bit fear energy, where maybe you haven't told anybody yet if this is putting in a resignation, or you know, maybe you are doing something that your parents don't agree with, or your spouse doesn't agree with, or, you know, your bestie, or whatever your situation is. I also like, if you notice these, right, the King is facing the Queen of Pentacles. So the King is not backing down. Yeah, the King is ready to express. Right? The King is confident, decisive. Right? It's up to you how you deliver this message, how you share this energy. You may need to be a little bit colder than you usually are. I don't want to say necessarily aggressive, but again, just that decisive. Like, this is what's happening. End of discussion, that sort of energy. Yeah, there's some sort of information you have to deliver here with this. Let's see, maybe we get one here. Yeah, Three of Cups with the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. All right, so you're moving towards more happiness, some sort of celebration energy, something that fills up your cups, right? This card is crying over the 3 cups that have spilled. But really, it's the best thing that's ever happened to you. It's one of those situations. All right, so whatever this is, definitely tumultuous, definitely something that has been difficult for you. It feels like this could be part of a family unit. So again, this could be a spouse or your mom or your parent, a sibling, or again, some sort of work situation. But regardless, right, you know what you want to do. It is moving you towards your happiness, and it is fulfilling you even more. Right, turning you into this Queen of Cups. That is the ultimate mothering, nurturing energy, probably other than the Empress, right? But this is water of water. This is all about feelings, right? And she's also facing this Queen of Pentacles, who maybe is cared a little bit more about money, about material, about 3D, right? About the things that you can see and touch, and not necessarily about the feelings. All right, so this is moving in a really great direction. I'm sorry if this has been a situation for you that has been really difficult to move through, right? Or you learned something about someone that you never really saw before, and that can hurt a little bit, or just be disappointing even. But again, there is some sort of new opportunity at the center of all of this, which is amazing. All right, so get your hand on that wheel of destiny. Make your decisive action, because you're moving more towards this happiness, this 3 of Cups, this abundance of fulfillment and nurturing. Okay, what an interesting reading here for mother energy. I don't know, was there something here for you? I'd like to hear how this fit for you. But yeah, I hope there was something here for you. I hope you do have some new amazing opportunity that is bringing in this beautiful abundance energy for you. All right, so that's what we've got here for this Mother's Day reading. I want to thank you for being here, sharing your energy, and until next time, peace.